Hello everyone, you know who it is, Jimothy, and in today's video we're celebrating Canada Day. Today is July 1st, that makes it Canada Day. Je ne comprends pas, bonjour mon friends. Today we will be celebrating Canada Day with 150 facts about Canada. Before we can get this video even started, we're gonna have to set that like goal of at least 150 likes to celebrate this awesome nation. Facts shall begin. At number 1, our first fact about Canada, July 1st is Canada's birthday, the day we actually sought confederation and dominion from our British overlords. At number 2, we have 10 provinces and 3 territories. At number 3, we have 2 official spoken languages. At 4, all our products have both French and English written on them for advertising purposes. At number 5, Canada has 1/5 of the world's fresh water supply. 6, Canada has 6 time zones. 7, poutine is delicious. 8, but so is maple syrup. 9, Canada's original flag was called the Red Ensign. 10, it got a much better upgrade in 1967 to its current red maple leaf. At number 11, the Expo 67 Sphere is actually now a biodome. So you can go inside it, there's rainforests and animals there, and it can be winter outside. It's in Montreal, actually. 12, we invented insulin. Amongst all these other inventions I'm going to list off now. 13, garbage bags. 14, snowmobiles. 15, walkie-talkies. 16, the alkaline battery. 17, the electric wheelchair. 18, keyframe animation. 19, the Canada arm. 20, Wonder Bra. 21, peanut butter. 22, even standard time itself. Oh, at 23, Jordan, we invented basketball. At 24, it would take you more than a day to drive across Ontario. 25, though, we have free healthcare, so you can go to the doctor if your feelings get hurt. 26, the average life expectancy is around 81 years. 27, the longest trail is called the Trans-Canada Trail at 22,000 kilometers. 28, Canada itself was named totally by miscommunication. The Indians called it Canada, which meant village, but Jack Cartier thought they said Canada. One word meant village, the other is now the name of our country. At 29, the USA tried to invade Canada twice, but failed. Take that, you Yankee bastards! Just kidding, you're all cool by my book. At 30, Canada-US border is the longest international border in the world at 8.8 million kilometers. 31, we have a lakeception going on with Manitou Lake on Manitoulin Island, which is in the middle of Lake Huron. At 32, we border 4 of the 5 Great Lakes. 33, legal drinking age in some areas, not lake water, is 18, topping out at 19, which means you can drink here under the age of 20. At 34, we actually built the world's first UFO landing pad in Alberta. At 35, British Columbia has an enchanted forest filled with 350 figurines and the tallest treehouse in British Columbia. 36, Canada is still a Commonwealth country. 37, we sought Dominion in July 1st, 1867. 38, up until 1982, we were still subject to British parliamentary rules and proceedings. Laws would actually have to go over to Britain to be signed and passed. 39, despite secession, we still do recognize the Queen and her successors as the head of state. 40, Canada's tallest building and the second tallest in the world, at some point, was the CN Tower, is the CN Tower. 41, there are Tim Hortons literally everywhere. I mean, Canada has more donut consumption per capita than the rest of the world. 42, Canada consumes the most Kraft dinner worldwide. 43, we don't actually call it mac and cheese or macaroni and cheese. We call it KD or Kraft dinner. If you go into the grocery store and ask for mac and cheese, people will be like, what? Je ne comprends pas. If you're in France, I mean, Quebec. 44. Sable Island has more horses than people. This is because all of the shipwrecks stranded the horses on the island from hundreds of years ago, and through prestigious breeding, they have overtaken the human populace, of which I don't know if there were any. At 45, our milk doesn't come in cartons. Well, I mean, you can get it in a carton, but conventionally it comes in bags. Yes, bags! At 46, Canadian bacon, aka ham, is actually called back bacon here. At 47, we have things called Timbits, which are just the donut holes sold at Tim Hortons. 48, we have ketchup chips. They are flavored like ketchup. At 49, we also have all-dressed chips, which kind of tastes like ketchup chips. At 50, alert, none of it is the northernmost point of civilization in North America. At 51, it's called the washroom in Canada, not the bathroom. At 52, we have a whole bunch of slang, like the word "eh," which we say almost daily, means actually, do you know what I mean, or do you agree? 53, darts is also common form for smokes. 54, Timmy's is another word for Tim Hortons. At 55, double double is not an In-N-Out menu item, not a burger here. It's actually a coffee, 2 cream, 2 sugar. 56, Hortons is another word for Tim Hortons. At 57, loony is our $1 gold coin. 58, toonie is our $2 gold coin. At 60, a twofer is a 24-pack of beer, or 2-4. At 61, a serviette is a napkin. At 62, pop is soda. At 63, a Mickey is a 13-ounce bottle of liquor. At 64, a 26er is a 26-ounce bottle of liquor. At 65, the elusive Texas Mickey is a 100-ounce bottle of liquor, which is a Canadian exclusive to Ontario. You can't actually buy it anywhere else in the world, and it's absolutely massive. We also call our running shoes runners, and we have these things called freezies, which are basically like popsicles, but in liquid form, inside of a bag. What is it with the bags? And you put the bag in the freezer, and then it hardens, and then you cut it out, and it's like a popsicle, but without the stick. Now, the edges of this are always super sharp, so you always end up cutting the sides of your mouth. It was poorly planned out, but it was very inexpensive. They're super cheap. Anyway, at 68, we have butter tarts, which are another treat, a confectionery, and what it is essentially think of it as a pecan pie, just handheld edition, very shrunk down, and instead of pecans, they put raisins in it. We also have, at 69, an M&M spin-off called Smarties. Smarties are the sweeter version of M&Ms, only they do melt in your hand. At 70, Rockets are what you would call Smarties south of the border or in other places. They're those sweet candies that are rolled up in that tube. At 71, we do still get Kinder Surprise eggs. Hater! And at 72, the Liquor Control Board is, well, called the LCBO. It's where you buy your booze. And at 73, or you can buy it at the beer store. Both are owned by the government. 74, the largest flag in Canada, or one of them, is actually on the Molson Brewery in Toronto, Ontario. 76. No, we go back one. 75. Canada has the longest street in the world, Yonge Street, which clocks in at 2,000 kilometers, which is just insane to think about. 76. The busiest highway in North America is in Canada. It's called the 401, and it sees 500,000 people on it in its busiest stretch, which has 16 lanes of traffic. It's literally a living nightmare. At 77, but if you're not a peasant, you can always take the 407 toll road and go around it. It'll just cost you $60, $75. It's automated, so you don't have to actually put your ticket in. There's a thing that scans your license plate and you get a bill later on. So let future you take care of that problem. At 78, every day the 401 is a traffic nightmare. Stop and go, literally, you're stopping and waiting a few minutes before you start going again. And it's 16 lanes of it. At 79, the Don Valley Parkway isn't much better, being congested AF most of the time as well. At 80, the highest tides in the world are in the Bay of Fundy between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. 81, Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined. Take that, world! 82, Lake Manitou Lake, Little Manitou Lake in Saskatchewan, is the saltiest lake in the world. Almost as salty as the Dead Sea. And your dead brother! Oh! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up, hater. I didn't mean it. 83. The first Europeans to arrive in Canada were actually the Vikings. Shout out to my boy Ragnar Lothbrok for coming to Canada first. 84. Some of the oldest rocks in the entirety of the world at 4.8 million years old are found in Canada on the eastern shores of Hudson Bay. At 85, 90% of Canadians live within 160 kilometers of the Canada-US border. 86, 1 in 5 Canadians were born in another country. 87, Canadians are polite. 88, there actually is a law in Canada, in Ontario, stating that if you say sorry during an accident, that's not admitting fault to the accident, because Canadians say sorry so often. 89, Trailer Park Boys is hilarious. 90, marijuana is slated to be legal nationwide in 2018. There you go. 91, we spell according to the Queen's English here, which means some of our words are spelt differently than American English. 92, for example, color has a U in it. 93, so does the word honor. 94, we also have some French influence. 95, so that means center is not spelled C-E-N-T-E-R. Here it's spelled C-E-N-T-R-E. 96, centimeter, similarly, is spelled C-E-N-T-I-M-E-T-R-E. So some of our ER words turn into R-E ending words. Now, check for banking is spelled entirely different. So it's spelled C-H-E-Q-U-E instead of C-H-E-C-K. But we still use the other one sometimes. It depends. Whichever one you want to use. Flavor is spelled a bit different with F-L-A-V-O-U-R. And favorite at 99 is spelled different from F-A-V-O-R-I-T-E. Instead, in Canada, it's spelled F-A-V-O-U-R-I-T-E. And that covered 92 to 99. At 100, on Canada's 100th birthday in 1967, Canada made IMAX. We invented it. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It was my grandpa. At 101, the biggest dinosaur bone bed in the world was found in Medicine Hat, Alberta, which at 102 means dinosaurs lived in Canada. And at 103, going back to the word Medicine Hat, Canada has some interesting names for places, cities, and towns. Like, at 104, Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump, Alberta, for one. 105, Mooshaboom, Nova Scotia. 106, Wawa, Ontario. 107, Big Beaver, Saskatchewan. 108, Crotch Lake, Ontario. 109, Come By Chance, Newfoundland. 110, Sober Island, Nova Scotia. 111, Bacon Ridge, Manitoba. 112, Punky Doodles Corners, Ontario. 113, Mono, Ontario. 114, Mayo, Yukon. 116, Balls Creek, Nova Scotia. 115, Urine, Saskatchewan. 116, Vulcan, Alberta. 118, Balls Falls, Ontario. 119, Elbow, Saskatchewan. 120, Finger, Manitoba. 121, Eyebrow, Saskatchewan. 122, Climax, Saskatchewan. 123, Dead Man's Flats, Alberta. 124, Pekanawanamakawakawakasinapinakinamanik Lake, Manitoba. I'm not joking. That's actually how it's pronounced. 125, Goobies, Newfoundland. 126, Stoner, BC. 127, Dildo, Nova Scotia. Newfoundland, I mean. Sorry. At 128, we also invented some cool other inventions like the telephone. At 129, we invented the snowblower. 130, we invented the egg carton. 131, we invented the paint roller. At 132, we invented the Robertson screwdriver. 133, the zipper. At 134, lacrosse. At 135, prosthetic hands. At 136, the gas mask. At 137, the foghorn. 138, Java. 139, cock and gun. 140, the Bloody Caesar. 141, the goalie mask. 142, the pacemaker. 144, pablum. 145, instant mashed potatoes. 143, the electric organ. We're jumping around numbers now. 146, we have the biggest beaver dam in the world. 147, we have the most polar bears in the world. 148, we had our own version of Sesame Street called Sesame Park with a polar bear as the main character instead of Big Bird. And 149, right now it's the sesquicentennial, which also means 150. And 150, well, that's today. Today is Canada's 150th birthday. And this has been 150 Facts About Canada on Canada Day. I hope you found this enjoyable, informative. Happy Canada Day to you, those of you who watch this video. I hope you have a very nice and enjoyable holiday. Those of you celebrating, hell, everyone's Canadian today. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Peace out.